It's the Subway NFL postgame show, and LaDainian Tomlinson does what he does best, find the end zone. 4 touchdowns in a 28-14 victory, and it's the 16th consecutive loss for the Raiders against the division, the longest streak in the NFL against your own division since 1970. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz and NFL.com's Pat Kirwan alongside CBS Sports' Charley Casserly. And, guys, the offense for San Diego, one-dimensional in this game, but that's all you really needed, right, Charley?
You really did. What they had to do was get back to what they did well. They started it last week. They picked it up right where they left off this week. LaDainian Tomlinson, you got to get him the ball, whether it's running or receiving. He had 27 touches today, 214 yards total offense, 4 touchdowns on the day. The other guy who didn't show up big in the stats was Antonio Gates, but he made a big play at the beginning of the second half where the game was 14-7 to jumpstart that drive. They're formula, they're back to it. That's why they're winning.
But let me ask you this, though, because so now San Diego is back to 3-3, and they're sitting there in the AFC West. Nice little perch with Kansas City also in 3-3. But you look at those two teams, and you can't see the same thing.
No, you can't. The difference is San Diego underachieved at the beginning of the season, and Kansas City, hey, there's a lot of people that thought that they might be the worst team in football coming into the year. Hey, they're 3-3, and they have beaten San Diego. Their defense is coming together. They're getting better as they go along during the year, but it's hard to think that they're going to win enough games at the end of the year to really challenge for this division.
Pat, with Oakland, did we see what we're going to see all year if they can't run the football? Just 49 yards rushing.
Yeah, well, I think two things have to be said here. Yes, they're a team that's not going to be in games if they can't run the ball. Now, they got 39 passes, 20 runs. That's not their formula. But let's give the credit to the San Diego defense. Here's a defense that lands up generating 6 sacks. Culpepper looked mobile enough to me that he became a guy that you had to really be careful about rushing. They get the 6 sacks, and they hold him to 49 yards rushing, which you talked about. So what you have here is a Charger defense, and I'm with Charlie on this. I think when you ask the simple question, who can really handle the Chargers in the AFC West, I don't really think any of the teams can. I think they make their move right now to take over the division.
Well, what's this little ray of light? You said you had a little hope for Raiders fans. What is it?
The ray of hope is this. That I think Culpepper showed me plenty. He was under a lot of pressure today. If the running game, and you go back to a series in this game leading up to their last touchdown, it was a 17-play drive. Lane Kiffin took a lot of risk in that drive. A 4th and 12, Culpepper converts for a first down. A 3rd and 7, Culpepper rolls out, hits Curry, first down. 1st and 4th and goal, they go for a play-action pass, Culpepper once again. I saw enough in there, if the running game works, that they're going to be in a lot of games this year. We hoped to see 8-8. If you're a Raider fan, there's still hope for that.
Charlie, San Diego now has a bye week in Week 7. Then they get Houston at home, and then they go to Minnesota in Week 9. So they don't leave San Diego or California the rest of the entire month, and then Minnesota in Week 9 on the road. Is this where we see San Diego get on the roll that people expected them to be on?
Well, you think so. You got a bye. You play Houston, who's banged up. You'll be favored in that game. You go to Minnesota, you'll be favored in that game, though Minnesota had a terrific performance today. And what they have to do is just get some momentum. And the other thing is you've got players learning new coaches, coaches learning new players. So you had to figure the start would be slower than perhaps the finish would be, and maybe we're starting to see the adaptation of both of those, coaches to players, players to coaches.
And, of course, that's the important part is how you finish down the stretch, because if you can get to the playoffs, it doesn't make a difference where you start at the beginning of the season. These guys both know that. For more on this game or the rest of Week 6, be sure to watch everything on the CBS Audience Network. For Pat Kirwan and Charley Casserly, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.